Welcome to Letters to Leaders. I'm Park Wiker, leadership coach and small business consultant. Through my work with leaders at every level, I spot the same recurring challenges, and I write letters addressing them directly and practically. In each episode, I read one of those letters aloud. Let's get to today's. Dear Leader, I once had a corporate role in a company with a tight-fisted controller. She went so far as to modify company policy to ensure her personal approval for all purchases. I ran 2 departments and our purchase requests began to pile up. Employees began to wait for computers, replacement keyboards, company phones, and the like. This became overwhelming, and eventually it forced a change to policy on budgets, oversight, and approvals. In that case, micromanagement was enforced through policy. But there are also times where your subordinates will use upward delegation to avoid responsibility and load their superior with additional work. The bottleneck created is painful and creates subtle, long-term effects. First, continued dependence will breed more dependence. Second, employees who have the capacity and desire for autonomy will leave to find employment that empowers them. Finally, you'll be left with those who are more than happy to let you manage everything, deferring to you more and more often in a most torturous loop. This is your future if we don't set a vision for the company and communicate it. Once a vision is set, people now have boundaries and limits. Not in the same manner as a strict policy, but in a spirit, a direction that allows necessary flexibility to make good and forward-thinking decisions. This frees the leader to think more strategically. Will there be mistakes? Yes. But the development of the team and their integration will overcome these mistakes quickly and competently. Here's your assignment. Write your vision for the company. To help you start, you may use this template. By time horizon, our company will be objective state through our work in primary strategy, while additional constraints. Allow me to define. Time horizon. We need a period of performance. 5 years is typical. Remember Parkinson's law. Objective state. This describes the state of the company in a way that can be measured. It might be financial, customer counts, size, a state that an outsider would recognize. Avoid vague targets like the best or number 1 in customer service. Primary strategy. This describes your deliverable to clients, the thing that produces revenue. Additional constraints. If there's something important in your vision, such as a moral imperative, this is where they can be addressed. Once this is written, revisit and ponder it every day for at least 1 week to ensure a concise articulation. If you're stuck saying, I don't really know what our vision should be, then consider a facilitated corporate session to develop the vision. There's a palpable advantage to doing this in a group. As a group, your team is smarter than any individual, and because they helped you develop the vision, they'll be bought in. Also, in trusting your team, you will have added to the pool of trust. I'll follow up with you next week to discuss the communication of your vision. Park Wiker. P.S. Nietzsche reminds us, he who has a why to live for can bear almost any how.